of this lesson, you should be able to add and subtract a given polynomial functions. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to add and subtract a given polynomial functions. Now, polynomial functions can be added or subtracted if the coefficients of the variables are the same for polynomials can be added or subtracted if the variables are the same form in terms of their degrees, in terms of their powers, in terms of their exponents. So let's move on to solve this example. Given that f of s is equal to 3s plus 4s squared minus 5s plus 1, and h of s is equal to 4s minus 3s squared plus 6s minus 3. A, find the function f plus function of h. And b, we have to find 3 times function f plus 2 times function of h. So now let's take our time. Let's take our time and solve that question. So we have the first part, which is the A. We have to find function f plus function of what? H, which is equal to function f is what? 3s cubed plus 4s squared minus 5x plus 1 plus 4s cubed minus 3s squared plus 6x minus 3. So now, as I told you earlier, that we can add two polynomials if the powers on the variables are the same. If the exponents or the variables are not the same, meaning they are not alike, you cannot add or subtract. But if the powers on the variables are the same, I see here we are dealing with only x. It's a function in terms of x. So in this case, we have to use the powers to group the like terms. So let's check. Here's power 3, power 3. So you have what? 3s cubed plus 4s cubed. And we have 4s squared, s squared. We have plus 4s squared minus 3s squared minus 5x plus 6s plus 1 minus of what? 3. So now that's how to group the like terms. Now we have grouped the like terms. Take your time and simplify it to get your final results. So take your time. We have grouped them. So take your time and simplify. So when you take your time and simplify, we are going to get 3s cubed plus 4s cubed, which is what? 7s cubed. 4s squared minus 3s squared is what? Plus s squared minus 5x plus 6x is what? Plus x. 1 minus 3 is negative what? 2. So this is how to solve this problem. So we are adding function f and the h. So since we are adding function f and h, we have to write a function for the f, function for the h, and add them. So when you group like terms and add, this is the final answer you're supposed to get. Now let's look at the B part. The B part. We have to find 3f of s plus 2h of s. So which is equal to, it means 3 times f of s. And 3 times f of s is what? 3 times minus f of s, that's 3s cubed so 2 times minus h so this is what it means. So 3 times f is 3 times minus f plus 2 times minus what? H. So on this loose, this same as how to expand algebraic bracket. So let's take our time. Take your time and use the 3 here to multiply each of the terms in the bracket. Use the 3 to multiply each of the terms in the bracket. So we are going to get 3 times 3, which is what? 9s cubed. 3 times 4, that's 12s squared. 3 by 5 is negative 15x. 3 1 3. Now we are done with how to expand this one using the 3. So now let's move on to the second part of the bracket. The constant term here is 2, which is multiplying all the terms in the bracket. So use the 2, use these 2 to multiply each of the terms inside the bracket. So when you take your time and use the 2 and use it well to expand the bracket, you are going to get 2 times 4, which is what? 8. That 8s what? Key. 2, 3 is what? 6x squared. 2 times 6 is what? 12x. 2, 3 is 6. So now, it's a matter of taking your time and group like terms, simplify, and get your final results. So now let's take our time and group the like terms. So when you group the like terms, you're going to get 9s cubed, s cubed, plus 8s cubed, plus 12s squared, minus 6s squared, minus 15x, plus 12x, plus 3, minus what? 6. So now this is how to do the like terms. So it's very nice. See that when you do the like term like this and you want to simplify, it's not anything difficult to simplify. So now let's add and subtract this expression. So 9s cubed plus 8s cubed. Since the powers of the variables are the same, then 9 plus 8 is what? 17s cubed. 12s squared minus 6s squared. That's normal 12 minus 6, which is what? 6. We have 6 in terms of s squared. Minus 15s plus 12s is negative of what? 3x. 3 minus 6 is negative what? 3. And this our final answer. So when you take your time to simplify 3 times function f of s plus 2 times function h of s, this is the answer you are going to get. And it is not anything what difficult. So when you get an example like this one, you have to take your time. Use the coefficient or the term outside here to multiply all the terms in the brackets. After that, take time for yourself and group your like terms. After grouping the like terms, take your time, relax, compare the coefficients and the powers, add and subtract to get your final answer. So now let's move on to problem number 2. Let's move on to problem number 2. 2. Now, this is the second problem we have to solve. If function h1 is equal to this and h2 is equal to this, find h1 plus h2. So this one is like what we did. So take your time. Write a function for h1, bring the addition sign, function for h2, take it your time, group like terms, and simplify. I'm waiting for your answer. So take your time and solve it. Take your time and solve it. So now, solution. h1 plus h2 is equal to h1 is what? X power 4 plus 5s cubed plus s squared plus x plus 1 plus h2 is 2s cubed plus s squared plus 4. So on this note, we are going to get, let's do the like terms. Power 4, there's no power 4 here. So let's write our power 4 like that. Plus 5s cubed. We have another cube here which is 2. 2s cubed. Plus s squared. We have another square here. Plus x, there's no s here. Plus 1 plus 4. So now this is how to do the like terms. So after grouping the like terms, take time for yourself and simplify everything. So x power 4 plus 5 plus 2 is what? 7s cubed. S squared plus s squared is what? 2s squared plus x plus 1 plus 4, which is what? 5. So when you take your time to add these two polynomial functions, this is what you are going to get. This is what you are going to get. And it is not any problem to solve that. So now let's look at how to solve for the b part. So for the b part, we have to find h1 plus x h2. So which is equal to h1. h1 is what? h1 is x power 4 plus 5s cubed plus s squared plus s plus 1 plus x times h2. h2 is what? 2s cubed plus s squared plus 4. So on this note, there's a work here. So let's take our time. Use this x to expand the bracket. So let's rewrite this one. We have x power 4 so s times 2s cubed is what? 2x power 4. S times s squared S keep. S stands for, we have 4 X. So on this note, we can group the like terms. Now let's take our time. See, power 4, power 3, power 3. Then we have another like terms there. So let's take our time and group the like terms for better understanding. So we have x power 4 plus 2x power 4 plus 5x exponent 3 plus x exponent 3 plus s squared plus x plus 4x plus 1. So now let's take our time and add everything to get our final answer. So we are going to get the coefficient of here is what? 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3x power 4. 5 s cube plus s cube, coefficient is 1. So 1 plus 5 is what? 6x power 3 plus s squared. X plus 4x is what? 5x plus what? 1. So this is the final answer we are supposed to what? Get. So anytime we get an example like this, don't be in a hurry. Take your time for yourself. Get time for yourself and solve it like the way we have all solved this one together. So if today happens to be your first time watching my video, then don't forget to hit on the subscribe menu and hit on the notification bell for more updates. Thank you for watching this video.